Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly and today I am going to teach you the third chapter of history, Nationalism in India, and our today's topic, Khilafat movement. Last day, I discussed you about the various terms and conditions of the Rowlatt Act and discussed you about the development of the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Remember, Rowlatt Satyagraha had been a widespread movement, but this movement was still limited to mostly cities and towns. Gandhiji felt that it was a time to organize a more broad-based movement. And Gandhiji was certain that it was not possible without bringing Hindu-Muslim closely together. Therefore, Gandhiji decided to take up the Khilafat issue. Now the question arises, what is Khilafat issue? The Khilafat issue was started after the First World War because the First World War ended with the defeat of Ottoman Empire. In the first chapter of history, I would already discuss you about the about the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire, basically it was a Muslim empire and the base of the empire was in Turkey. The Ottoman Empire, they ruled over the eastern part of Europe, and this region is basically known as the Balkan region. I think you know that. And against the dominance of the Ottoman Empire, basically the Balkan nationalism generally spread out. So after the defeat of the World War, as the Ottoman Empire defeated because they took the side of Germany, Italy, and after the defeat of the Ottoman Empire, there was a rumors that British imposed harsh treaty on Khalifa. Okay, remember Khalifa, Ottoman emperor, he is regarded as the Khalifa. Now who is Khalifa? Khalifa is the spiritual leader of Muslims all over the world. So there were rumors that the British trying to disobey the dominance and authority of Khalifa. First of all, Muslims, they believed that the British government tried to destroy their culture and identity by forcefully imposing Western education and Western culture. So the Muslims never liked the British and they have a different attitude against the British Empire. So Mahatma Gandhi believed that now this was the time to take Hindu-Muslim together and organize anti-British movement, rather united anti-British movement. So therefore, on March 1919, Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay, headed by Mahatma Gandhi himself and with two young Muslim brothers named Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali. And by this way, Mahatma Gandhi started the Khilafat movement. Next year, in 1920, in the Calcutta session of Congress, Mahatma Gandhi convinced the leader of Congress for the support of Khilafat issue as well as for Swaraj. And in this way, there was a base was created for the non-violent, non-cooperation movement. Okay. In December 1920, in the Nagpur session of Congress, finally, the non-cooperation program was adopted. But before discussion of the non-cooperation movement, let me tell you about the Gandhi's view on Indians and how they treated Indians. In his book, Hind Swaraj, which was published in 1909, Gandhiji quoted a very famous line that was, British rule was established in India with the cooperation of Indians and had survived only because of these cooperation. If Indians refused to cooperate, British rule in India would collapse within a year and Swaraj would come. This quotation is very remarkable because basically middle class Indian, they used to go to the British schools and colleges. Okay, they usually take up the Western education, English educations. The middle class people, they worked in the British offices as a clerks, peons. So in this way, the cooperation is generally managed. So Gandhiji remarked that if Indians stop these cooperation, then automatically the British rule would end within a year and the Swaraj would come and India would be free from the British rule. So therefore, Mahatma Gandhi adopted the non-cooperation program. Remember, basically non-cooperation program was generally adopted on the basis of two policy or two strategy, we can say that. First one is boycott strategy and second one is Swadeshi strategy. Remember, this boycott and Swadeshi strategy was also taken up in the 1905 Swadeshi movement, but it was not discussion of our matter. It will be discussed in the 5th chapter, that is Age of Industrialization. Okay, so in the two strategy, first, that is boycott, that Mahatma Gandhi appealed to the masses for surrender titles like high sounding titles such as Rai Bahadur, knighthood, Chaudhary, so on. These titles generally provided by the British government to the Indians for their work, and the awards which were given by the British government. Next, British products, basically the Manchester made products, British clothes, okay, because the British clothes flooded the Indian markets and it hampered the Indian handloom industry, and Indian weavers are very much affected by this. Okay, therefore economy also affected by the British products. So Gandhiji was appealed to the masses to refuse British products. Next, British institutions like schools, colleges, courts and offices. These things are appealed by Gandhiji to boycott this. And next, on the Swadeshi ideology, Gandhiji appealed to the masses use khadi products. Okay, whenever we used khadi products, it automatically developed the Indian textile industry, and it was good for the Indian weavers and it was good for the Indian economy. Next, hand spinning and weaving. It was very important. Hand spinning and weaving gave the ideology of self-reliant India. That was very important. I think you know that Modi ji is often saying that Atmanirbhar Bharat, right? The concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat was basically given by Gandhiji, that self-reliant India, because of the policy of hand spinning and hand weaving. Next, eradication of untouchability from society. Okay, it is a very important thing. Basically, Indian society was full of caste and caste discrimination. The lower caste peoples, they are deprived from the society, and Gandhiji believed that the independence is required for all. In this independent society, there was no class conflict, that is the conflict between zamindars and the peasantry, and there should be no caste conflict, that means higher caste peoples and lower caste people. That means Brahmins could not exploit or torture the Dalits group of people. That kind of society is required. So that are the basis of the non-cooperation movement. Okay, in my next class, I will discuss you about the expansion of non-cooperation movement in the cities and towns and how the movement become a violent in nature in the countryside. Thank you and have a nice day.